he didn't have roommates. He had a fiance that he was living with. And the roommates are her parents, like her family.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. Sorry, my voice. This is the part 2 of the engagement swindler of the video I posted earlier on. But yeah, this story is really long, so I'm just going to not say much here. We're just going to jump right into it. But this is the part she talked about the kid's tattoo, how he told her that his name is not Caleb, how her mom did research on him, and how she eventually got in touch with the so-called fiance he was with, how he revealed that he was actually living with his fiance while they were together. So that's what this part is. Okay, so yeah, let's go check it out quickly and then we'll come back and talk more.
Kids' names are tattooed on his body. So the one that he said wasn't his daughter because he found out that she cheated on him. I said, well, how did you know that? He said, well, one day me and my brother were driving around and we saw her and the little girl didn't look like me. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, who would lie about that? I didn't know. And then I asked him about his oldest son. I was like, oh, like, do you see your oldest son? Like, and he was like, no. I haven't seen him in a long time, since he was like a toddler. And he goes, yeah, the mom, she's a part of a Jehovah's Witness cult, and they're protected by the state. And so they just wouldn't let me see him, and there was nothing that I could do. And I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. Like, so she just wouldn't let you see your son? And he was like, no, she wouldn't let me see him. You know, and there was just like nothing I could do, but I am going to talk to him when he's like 18. Like, I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to tell him like what happened. And, you know, cause I was concerned. I was like, are you going to try to like, do you reach out? Like, are you going to try to, you know, rekindle a relationship? Like, you know, now that he's older. And he was like, you know, yeah, when he's 18. So, I was like, oh God, like, that's terrible. I think it's terrible that someone that wants to be involved in their child's life and they're not allowed to be. Like, I don't agree with that. So, so he said that, yeah, he had lived in Georgia for a little bit. And, when him and his girlfriend told me that she was his girlfriend, or his son's mom. All these things that I'm telling you guys, this is all gonna come back around. Like, these little stupid details are actually very important. So he was like, oh, you know, she wouldn't let me see him, so I just left. Like, we didn't get along and the family didn't want me there, and they lived in a compound. He told me that they lived in a compound. He was like, yeah, they live in a compound because her uncle is rich or whatever, and they live in this, whole family lives in a compound. And so once her and I didn't get along and I left, like, they didn't want me to be involved. They didn't want me around. So I was just like, okay. And that's what he told me about his kids. So we're done at Big Bear. We drive back down to my house. I think it's only like maybe it's a 2-hour drive, I don't remember. Maybe an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from Big Bear. And so we say goodbye. He gets back in the car and he's sitting in the driveway for a little bit. And mind you, this is during the George Floyd stuff, okay? I had so much anxiety. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I had a ton of anxiety. Like, I was scared to leave my house sometimes. And I live in a predominantly Caucasian area, especially the neighborhood that I was in. So I would get scared sometimes that I would come out and I would see the N-word written like on like one of my like units. And so I remember wanting to feel safe. And I like the fact that he used to be a Marine and he's tall and he had, you know, arms. Not a super muscular person, but he worked on his arms. And I just felt like safe. And so the neighbor that I had at the time, not the one that I shared the duplex with, but the one across the street, would write like a lot of racial slurs, say such and such, such and such, such and such. If you don't like it here, like go back to where you came from. And all of, I mean, he would have different things almost every week on this sign that he put, oh my God, outside of his house. So I had to move one of my units from across the street, and I busted a U like in front of his house. Legally, like, so I park it, and all of a sudden this man comes from across the street yelling at me. He's like probably 80. And he's like, I called the cops on you. I called the cops on you because of your turn. I'm like, what? I'm like, why would you call the cops on me because you didn't like the way that I turned? And then I just like lost it. And I was yelling at him, and I was like, you better stay the bleep away from me. All you want to see, why would you call the cops on me for something stupid like that? Like, you just want to see me get shot. Like, and all these people are driving by staring at me. But I was just like so tense, you know, like so scared during that time. He was in the car, so he didn't see any of it. And, you know, I went in the house, I was like crying. It was like a whole thing. So we continue to see each other. God, this is January. And let me fast forward to when he had to go to Colorado. So he had to go to Colorado because he said, oh, no. So he tells me that, he finally tells me that he had a roommate. Because I told him, I said, I kind of feel like you're living with a woman or something. Like, are you living with a woman? Like, I just get that feeling. And he was like, no, I mean, I have roommates, but I'm trying to move out. And I said, oh, okay. And so he said, yeah, I'm trying to move out. And I did find a place. And so I'm going to go, it's not going to be ready. So I'm going to go to Colorado for a month. He said he was going to go to Colorado for a month during his birthday month, which is, he's an Aquarius. So nothing against Aquarius. Is like, this is the first crazy experience I've had with an Aquarius. But he was just like, yeah, I'm going to go up there for a month. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, I can't be without him for a month. Like, I'm falling for him, right? Like, that's too long. So he said he'd be back, and then he would move into his new spot. And he's moving out from the valley and going to be like almost like close to downtown LA. So I was just like, okay, like, I'm going to miss you. And so I secretly planned to fly out there because he was going to be there during Valentine's weekend. And so I like wrote all these cute little letters, and he's supposed to open up one every other day or something. I don't know. I was being very romantic. So and one of the letters he would open up, it would be like, surprise, I'm coming out there to visit you. And so he ends up leaving like February the 1st, I think, which is like 4 days before his birthday. And so he ends up leaving February 1st on a plane to go stay with his mom in Colorado. And then, because that's where he's from. So he's like from Colorado, but also from LA. His family's lived both places. So he grew up like kind of half and half. So he's going to go to Colorado and stay up there. So he left February 1st. He calls me like February the 2nd, and he was like, do you have time to talk? And I'm like, I always have time to talk. You know, he was like, well, call me after you're done working. And I said, okay, no problem. So I call him after I'm done working, and he's like bothered, breathing hard, like acting like he's nervous. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? And he was like, I'm so scared if I tell you this, you're not going to talk to me anymore. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm a very understanding, open-minded person. Like, whatever you have to tell me, it can't be that bad. Like, you know, just tell me. Mind you, when I was dating him, and in the beginning, I had asked him if he had a social media account, and he told me he's never had a social media account. He's like, no, I don't do social media. But then I should have thought, well, that doesn't make sense, because if you're like an actor or something, like, wouldn't you have a social media account? So I was just like, oh, okay. But again, I did background checks on him again, and nothing popped up. So, I mean, what would I think? And mind you, I still think his name is Caleb. And this is now going into the 8th week of us talking. So, on to the next part. Okay. So, this is part 5. Part 5. So, he called me. And so I call him after I'm done working. So I give him a call, and he's like acting nervous, and I'm like, just tell me whatever it is that you have to say. And then he goes, okay, so my name is not Caleb. What? Yeah, my name is not Caleb. And I'm like, okay. And so, mind you, this is like February the 1st. I believe. Yeah. Or the 2nd, maybe. No. He went out there on the 1st. I think this is February the 2nd. So, he gives me the name of a website, or the URL of a website. And he's like, okay, well, on your phone, like, type in this website. And, I said, okay. And then I'm just going to say the first part of the website was Byron. Something.com. Okay. So I type in the website, and it's him. And he has like this profile picture with his like hat. And he goes, it's basically like a biography of him, a bio of himself. And so it said that he was a veteran. And I don't think, I can't remember, but I don't think I knew that he was a veteran. So, it said that he was... No, I did know. I did know that he was a veteran, that he was a Marine before. I did know that part. So anyway, so it said that he was a veteran, and that he was an actor, and I don't know, like whatever it is that he put on the bio. So I go, okay, so your name is Byron, not Caleb? And he goes, right, yeah, my name is Byron. Why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about your name? So he goes, well, I was in a high-profile relationship with a celebrity's daughter, and we had broken up, and we've been broken up for a year. Because I asked him, so how long have you guys been broken up? And he said a year. And I'm like, okay, I'm confused, but so I'm assuming that's who your roommates were. And he was like, yeah, we were living in her parents' back house. So you guys broken up for a year, but you're still living there. He was like, yeah, because of COVID, so I had to move in. And then something happened like with her dad. He had a stroke, and then we definitely couldn't tell the family that we weren't engaged anymore. And it was just a lot. And so I was just like, he was like, yeah, so I just had to he basically told me that he just had to be careful, and that's why he had to give me a fake name. And in my head, I was like processing it, but then I'm like talking to myself, like trying to rationalize it. Like, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I can understand that. Like, I can understand why you had to give me a fake name, because you're in a high profile relationship with a celebrity's daughter, and you guys had to be careful because of the media and blowback or whatever. I literally, whatever, it didn't matter what he was going to tell me, as you guys can see. Like, I was determined because I didn't need him. No, like, I'm an independent, woman. I'm doing my thing. Like, I didn't need him, but I wanted him. And because I wanted him, and I was like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm a tenacious person. Like, when I see something that I want, like, I go after it. And I'm like a pit bull, and I don't let go. I'm like, no, this is what I want, and I'm going to figure out how to get it. And so, I guess that's a part of the entrepreneurial spirit that I have. Like, that's just me. I've always been like that. So it didn't matter what he told me, because he told me what I needed to hear to, like, rationalize it and make it okay. So, but the problem was that I already told my mom about him. And now I'm going to have to explain to my mom, because I was so excited about him. I'm like, this is the one, like, oh my God, like, it's like I've known him forever. Like, he's my person. Like, I know this is serious. Like, so I already told her. And so now I got to explain why his name is no longer Caleb. Now I got to explain that. And here are some photos. Oh my God. Here's some photos. And then on to the next. I don't know how you guys do this on TikTok, because it is very time consuming. These videos take so long to upload. So I'm hoping that I can get through this without the videos being super duper long, as I know the max is like 10 minutes. But let me just go ahead and give you guys like my proof, what do you call it? The receipts, my receipts of everything. And then we're going to talk about the fiance that he had. And so we're going to talk about what I was going through, and in the back end, what was actually happening. Because, he didn't have roommates. He had a fiance that he was living with. And the roommates are her parents, like her family. Like, what? This is nuts. And you can't make this stuff up. Like when it's like when people tell you these crazy stories, it's hard to believe because it's just that crazy. Like, who would make this stuff up? It's like a Tyler Perry movie. Like, who would make this stuff up? It's like almost unbelievable. And it's so insane that you're like, that can't be right. That can't be right. So yeah. Alrighty. I'm going to share these, and then we're going to talk about his ex-fiance. And I have had permission. I got permission from her to share her videos of when she posted about him around that time that he told me what his real name was. So enjoy. Okay, so the fiance. So first of all, before I add in her videos that I downloaded back when I downloaded them when I started to really decided to take off my blinders and get out of denial and really realize who this guy actually was and what has been going on from day one, from the moment that he hit me up on We Plus dating app and said hello. Now, my family, let's say my mom and me and my sisters, are nosy. We are nosy, okay? And we do some research. Now, I wish I would have did as much research on him then when, you know, because I think I definitely did a background check when he told me his real name. When he told me his real name, background check. There was nothing like the site that I use. There's so many different sites, but the site that I had used at that time didn't really tell me much. So I did do a background check on him because I'm like, what? Let me look this up, right? So look him up, and it didn't really tell me anything that made me like, it didn't make me become like concerned, I guess. I don't know. Obviously there's all these red flags. Like, you guys are seeing them. You guys are seeing all of these red flags that happened in the very, very, very beginning that I completely ignored. Nothing told me like, oh, this is a red flag. Nothing like told me that. And I know you're looking at me, you're like, how can you not see these? I literally like didn't, because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. And so my red flags was like, if I did a background check on him and if he actually like had a criminal record or, you know, marriage certificates, all that stuff, like that would have, for me, would have been my like red flags. But none of that popped up in the background search that I did on him. So, but my mama does her research. And because he already told me his version of the story when it came to his fiance, which I'm about to share, I didn't want to see anything. My mom wanted to show me, and I did not want to see it. I told her, no, Mom, he already told me about that. The thing about B is that he will give you 5% of truth, and the other 95% is complete BS. Complete. Like, and it never crossed my mind that this person was... I've never met somebody who lied. Well, I probably have met someone that lied that much but didn't realize it when I kind of think back on some of my experiences, but I never met someone that like lied that much. And it's like, but if you're engaged, like, why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about being engaged? So no, I didn't think that he was lying to me about the fiance. And no, I legit believed him. Oh yeah, they've been broken up for a year. And he told me that she was crazy. And that he told me some other stuff. I have to be careful about what I say, but he told me some other stuff and that she was crazy. And you know, there's always two sides to every story. So, he said that she was bipolar also. But I really should have really sat and thought on that about, I mean, okay, someone may have like a bipolar disorder. She does not. But someone may have a bipolar disorder, but it doesn't mean that the things that happen to them, their experiences, is a lie or that they're crazy. Like, when he said that and he told me something I was like, oh my God, like, she did what? And so it did make it sound like she was crazy. And so I believed him. And then, of course, I get the backstory on that particular situation. I can share some of that, and I'll do that a little later. But I had a background on that situation. And so then when I had the whole story, I'm like, oh, because he left all that out. So we will talk about that. But, okay, I'm about to show you her videos that she put out. And again, she's a comedian, so it's funny. It's funny, haha, but it's also like sad, extremely sad, but she makes jokes out of all of it. So, my heart. Okay. She makes jokes out of it. So, I will, you guys can see what she had to say. And I know she will have much more to say. We talked today. So she will have much more to say. But right now, I'm just going to show you guys this part.
So this is the part 2. So there's going to be a part 3, obviously, like you see. I know, guys, like, just let me know what you think so far about the story. And guys, sorry guys, I know like the way she was telling the story sometimes can be very tiring. Sometimes she tells the story where sometimes almost like she's all over the place. But if you want to get the full story, I'm going to just drop them. I'm going to try and drop them as back to back as possible so that you guys can get it out of the way. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, like one of the few things I just want to say, because I just want to pointing out things as I watch it. So yeah. But please, guys, as you share your thought and your opinion, please be respectful. Okay, you're on this channel. We're just here to have conversation, not to cause anybody extra harm and what they're going through. So for me is that a lot of the time as women we see things and we try to rationalize why it is when it is what it is ABC, is black and white, and take it for that. But no, sometimes we make a lot of excuses of why those things are the way they are. And seeing her, the fact that I can like for what I feel like her story is very important is the fact that she did not need him, but she wanted him. And the truth is that as women, we need to ask ourselves, why do we want this man that we don't need? Because a lot of time we come here and we talk about, we don't need a man, we don't need a man, we don't need a man, but we want a man. And that's the position every woman should be, not needing a man but wanting a man. But why still we still find ourselves in that place where we want men that don't serve us, is a question that we need to also even start asking ourselves, like, why? Is it that fear of being lonely, which we already talked about already? But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. But sometimes everything is right in front of you. If it's not adding up, it's not adding up. The math is not matching, then it's not matching. Anyway, guys, let's go check out part 3. We'll check out part 3 now, and then we'll talk more.